Hey guys, it is Alexander Williamson here with The Secret History living in your aquarium. How's it going, everybody? How are you feeling? How are you doing? You know what? Let's get this resituated. Okay. All right. Let's do this. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody? That's a little close, wasn't that? Was a little close up on my face, isn't it? Something's going on with this live stream today. But today we have a very special unboxing, and let's just turn this around. Let's get this away from me because it's zoomed in so close. I don't know why it's doing that. But we have an unboxing from my good friend Scott over at Aquarium. Wow, okay, so we're having some technical difficulties. Sorry about that, guys. I hope I'm back. Let's say hello to some folks real quick as folks trickle in. Don't know why the camera decided that it's going to zoom in super close even when I'm holding it at arm's length. But YouTube's acting a little glitchy today, so bear with it. It's kicked me off twice. But hello, Alan Tooth, Pat and Jess, here, Fishy. Um, let's see here. David, uh, Jared, what's up? Abolish Farms. I got snacks. Say what's up. Your average fish keeper. And then we've got Scottish Aquatics. So Scottish Aquatics in the chat right now is the guy who sent this, who owns the company. That is the man you can talk to, literally here with you. Yeah, I'm so bored working on a leather project. I was praying someone would go live. Psychedelic Hippocampus. All right. Right on. Chevy Fish, how's it going? Adam, the Yeti, and Muppet. We've got lots of great people filtering on in here. And like I said, pardon that this live stream decided to zoom in so close to my face. Don't know what's going on with that. But let's try again. All right, let's see here. Oh, that's better. What the heck? What the heck in the box? All right, so let me tell you the deal here. So Scott and I, we met each other several years ago now, probably 3 years ago. So Dustin's Fish Tanks, the YouTube channel, Dustin's Planet Tanks, decided to put on an aquascaping contest. And that was the first aquascaping contest that either of us had done. And it was fun. Actually, I guess it was the second one I'd done. But first, let's just say first, basically, for everyone there, it was a fun aquascaping contest and did it live. It was definitely a sense of camaraderie and friendship rather than, competition. And it was all done with whatever we brought, essentially, in I think maybe 3 or 4 hours. Whatever we built was whatever we built, and that was that. And then they voted on it. We voted on each other's, and then a few other people voted too. So, this is basically this is basically Scott's new baby, his new project. He has been raising really high quality stem plants and aquatic plants. Everything from swords to stems to rhizome plants. He can grow it all, high tech, low tech. He can grow it all, and he had been up here in Washington, and he recently moved with his wife and family. They moved down to Colorado, and basically they are doing the dream. He's setting up the dream. He just got his stuff all together to be an official business. He's going all in, and he's got a deal for you guys today. So I'm going to share that with you. I bought some plants from him. Basically, I just sent him some money, and he put together a great set of plants for me, I'm sure. We're going to find out. There were a couple things I wanted for sure off his list, and then others that I said just kind of surprised me. So we're going to see what we have. But as you know, I still always recommend Aquatic Arts when they have stuff in stock. But in this hobby, very frequently, people don't have things in stock. and go with the best deal wherever that is. And it's right, a lot of these things, Scott's gonna have a great deal for you guys. Plus, he has the time and energy to kind of cater. If you have a low tech tank, and maybe you don't know for sure what you need, he can sort it out. So you can check him out in the description. I put his YouTube name. He's got a YouTube channel, Scottish Aquatics, same one as his handle in the chat right now. And then he's also got a website he's working on that should be up soon. But this is brand new for him, running this as a full-fledged, full-time business kind of thing. And so I love it when hobbyists do that. And if you're doing that, I always like to support my friends and fellow hobbyists who are taking that chance and going out and turning their hobby into their hobby and their passion into their livelihood. It's not easy, and so I really like to support those folks when I can. So, Peplin Creek, Matthew, what is going on? How is everybody feeling and doing? Also, I forgot to mention, if you'd like, you can join my membership thing that YouTube has. Essentially, I announced this stream as well as some others ahead of time on there, and I'll be putting extra content on there. We're gonna do extra live streams each month that are just for members, so that everyone can get their questions answered. So essentially, it's a way of saying, like, if you have a question or 5 or 10, they will get answered if you're a member. Whereas sometimes I miss them now because our live stream's getting big, and I want to thank you guys so much for that. I want to thank you for all the comments and questions on the channel. But honestly, when I see my Patreon, I definitely see it. I get email alerts when I get messages and things. And when I am on YouTube now, the way they've set it up, I see a lot of chats when either you say at Secret History Living Your Aquarium. At least then it highlights it for me, and so hopefully I won't miss it. But when I'm on a roll, I inevitably miss things a lot on live streams. And now, even just everyday chats, I'm starting to miss because I'm getting around 200 to 300 comments a day, and I want to answer you guys thoughtfully. I try not to answer at all if I don't have a decent, thoughtful answer. So, it's a way to kind of jump the line, I suppose, and also support the channel. So if you want to join, if you want to become a member, there's a little join button on the right-hand side of your screen, probably near the little subscribe bell, and it starts as low as $1.99, and that gets you access to most of the material that I'm actually doing. Anything above and beyond that is just kind of a thank you. I mean, there are other rewards for sure, but it's somewhat symbolic in that you're just saying, I want to support the channel, I want to see it grow, I want to see things like this. Like, I bought these plants with subscriber money, essentially. So that is, it allows me to do things like this. And also, he's going to be running a sale for you guys, which is with every purchase, every order, he's going to send you guys a low-tech bundle of stems or plants, like a grouping of them, just to say thank you, basically. So if you guys order some boosts and a couple swords or something, he'll throw in some, whatever it is, Rotala, Atra, or I don't know what it is, Rotala red. We'll see what he has. So let's get into the box. And then we can answer a couple questions and things like that. But yeah, ask Scottish Aquatics, Scott, any questions if need be, while I'm yakety yakking on. And let's open this box. I actually already cut the tape, so there's that. Happy the pigeon is guarding for us, doing his job. And I think what we'll do is we will open this box over in the sunlight, and then we'll bring the plants back into here and look at them under the light and in the water. So we'll open these things right over here. I'll set up the tripod so I'm not bounce to the ouncing. We're gonna do it on this lid here, and then yeah, let's see what's in the box. I ordered a couple specific things. The rest, I gave Scotty money and said, "I trust you, brother man. Let's see what you can do, buddy." So, all right. I'm not going to be able to see the questions very well while I'm doing this. So if you have a question, ask the mods or ask Scott. All right. That is a big pack of plants. All right, so he's got it wrapped very nicely. I always open things like an animal, I'm sure. Oh, he's got it wrapped again, so that'll keep it, oh, and my name again. That'll keep it nice and secure, insulated. It's not going to bounce all over. And let's see here. More bubble wrap, right on. Boy, he did a nice job packing on this thing. And plants. Wow. Got a lot of plants going on here. Thanks, buddy. So a lot of these plants are going to be immersed style. And so we're probably going to end up seeing them a little bit. Some of them will have leaves that are melting and things, and inevitably in transport, sometimes you lose a leaf or two. So that happens, but yeah. So let's take a look here. This looks to be Alternanthera renickii mini, perhaps. Very cool. Tissue cultures. So he's carrying tissue cultures, which is nice. Look at the color on that. Lots of roots, lots of propagation points. Nice to see that. Awesome, man. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm excited. I'm excited, and I just can't. Oh, wow. So we've got a nice sword here. This is beautiful. This is a really nice sword. It looks like it's got the rounded leaves. I don't know. He's got a bunch of varieties. There's one called what's it called? Teddy bear or bear, something bear. And so I'm curious if this is the bear one, just because of the shape of it. It looks like bear ears, the leaves, but it's got this beautiful purple and red. I'll have to double check the listings to figure out which species of Amazon Echinodorus sword this is, but very nice. These transfer really easily underwater. Each one, it looks like, is wrapped in a nice little bundle with a lead weight and some kind of rock wool stuff, and then the roots are coming through ready for you to just plop right into your substrate, ready to go. But boy, that's a nice one right there. So this was just floating right attached to it. He hooked me up with some boosts. It looks like this might be some Godzilla, and it looks like it's going to be flowering soon. So we'll keep that under some red light. That'll be really cool. That'll be a fun one to play with for sure. Yeah, it looks really healthy for especially for being in transit. You know, I told him to ship it slow, not to worry about it, and basically, yeah, sometimes the post service or different places do go pretty slow. So I can say that even being a little later than we thought it was going to be, things are out of his control lately, basically. Everything looks really good because of how he packed it. Looks like he probably breathed in some CO2 from his own breath into it, or captured a good atmosphere from his plant room. And I mean, look at this. So this is like a narrow leaf, probably, you know, I'm not even sure if this is an Anubias. This must be it's an Anubias, I would guess. At first I thought it was a sword plant, but definitely Anubias. Long, narrow leaf, reminds me of a Cophifolia, but I will have to double check what species this is. Scott, do you know what species this is offhand? It's really pretty. I love it's got that kind of cophifolia look to it, which I really like. The long, the rigid veins on it that have that texture. Okay, so this is one I've never had before, which is Anubias congensis. Oh yeah, it could be hostifolia too. I think it's congensis, probably from the Congo originally. Is probably where that name came from, if I had to guess. Also, he's just kind of given me some stem plants, just as a buddy hookup. I have to say, to be honest. So these are some nice plants too. I'm guessing this is maybe like a golden Nicaea or something. But let's keep digging. Oh, nice. So this is either going to be, I would guess, the Godzilla, the red Godzilla boost, or it could be Titan too, I suppose. Not positive off the top of my head, but yeah. So very nice. Very nice. Very delicate. Little leaves with the fold right down. Let's see, fold right down the center. Man, that's pretty, and it's got that metallic color on it. It's really nice. So, man, what a grab bag of excitement. I haven't had anybody send me anything like this in a while. Okay, so here looks like this looks to be like maybe Cypress hellfry, if I had to guess. Definitely not a mini swordgrass. This is kind of fun. It's like name that plant. And some of them are in, emergent form. So I'm guessing that's what this is, if I had to. Yeah, this could be green Kendang, green wavy also, but it's got a really red center, so I'm not sure. Oh, so this is Sagittaria pusillus. Is that what this is, Scott? I'm wrong. It's not Cypress hellfry. Okay, thank you. I have a correction to make, but that'll be a nice plant to put in. A lot of these are very hardy plants. They don't need the CO2. They may like the CO2, but they don't need it. So you got me a couple sprigs of that to go in. And like I said, I like how these are wrapped. They're very nice. That's cool. I haven't seen them ever wrapped quite like that before. So that's neat, wherever they're being grown. I mean, he's growing them out once he gets them. He's keeping them going. So we've got a narrow leaf Java fern here. A nice little start here. This'll little rhizome ball right here. This will get you going. This will get your party started in your tank. And no spores have started forming or anything yet, so be really easy to transfer to underwater. And here it looks like we've got this one is probably one is maybe narrow and one is maybe needle leaf. I would, if I had to guess. But again, not positive. Hold on, I almost knocked over the whole camera. So yeah. Let's see here. Oh, you like the variegated pothos plant that I've got over there? Yeah, that thing has been... That's actually, it's an interesting plant, that one that I have here. It's a chimera. So it has different sprouts from the main root, and some of them are plain and some of them are white variegated. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting to me. Like it grows, it has a mind of its own, but it grows a surprise each time. Oh, right. So this is one that I really wanted, that I ordered, that I'm excited about. It looks like each little bundle is got a nice number of stems. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 or so stems. And this is going to be the Limnophilia aromatica, I believe. Very nice. I wanted to get a hold of some of this. I have the mini right now. And yeah. Yeah, I see someone in the comments saying most pothos do that. I was told, anyways. I could be wrong, but by the guy at the plant store that that's where that comes from. Though is that it's common for them to have chimeraism because they grafted on different cuttings onto other pothos so many times that now I guess that occurs. I don't know. That could be incorrect. It could be made up, but that's what he told me. Guy had owned the store for a lot of years when we got the plant, and that plant has grown a lot since my wife and I bought it. So here we have a really nice little. I'm guessing this is a little. There's a good amount of clumps here in this little pot here, but a Nubius petite nana, really nice looking plant. Very dense vegetation on that. And then let's see, what do we got here? Uh-oh, I'm at a loss here. I don't know what we've got. What do we got, guys? Scotty, what do we got here? It looks very nice. It's purple. It's got nice veining on it, but I am not. Maybe it's a Ludwigia, or it could be a Hygrophila coriumbosa, maybe, or Arguaya. I'm not sure on this one, but because it's definitely in its emergent form still, but we'll see. Yeah, it's probably a hygro. We'll see. Also, when I get it under the actual aquarium, I can tell a lot easier what the heck's going on. All right, so we've got another Anubias. Nice one here. A little maybe Cophifolia or gold corn. No, probably Cophifolia. Nice one in any case. That's a good size like little rhizome on its own, let alone this one's a monster. This one is a monster. Wow. So this could be golden Anubias, I suppose. Okay, so that was Hygrophila salicolia rubra. All right. Hygrophila salicolia rubra is what this one is here. So I've got a couple Hygrophilas downstairs. You guys have probably seen the blue ones and things like that, and the bronze and the coriumbosas. I like them. They're nice plants. Oh, and here we've got another one, or this could be, if you had the Congolensis, this could be the Hostifolia anubius. A little bit smaller, or it could be the same plant. Not quite sure yet, but in either case, great rhizome plants. You can set them on a rock or a log, no problem. Yeah, somebody said you may have too many plants. Feel free to send them to me. Seriously, Scott, you hooked me up, brother. I really do appreciate it. This will be great. I do have, 15 tanks to spread them out through. So I think I will manage. Now, this one, boy, this is harder when they're still emergent. So he just started, and I know he's going to be probably transforming a lot of what he grows over time. But people have been ordering so quickly from him because his prices are good and he's responsive, that I'm not positive what this plant is. I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. But it's very dense and it's got a lot of stems in there, so that's nice too. A lot of these will be going in my low tech tanks. Definitely, they'll be good long-term growers, big hardy stems and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that part. Now, these, I'm at a total loss. I don't know. Okay, so that was dwarf hygro coriumbosa. Thank you, buddy. These, though, I don't know. Oops. It looks like they're really melting, unfortunately, but that's just part of how things go. What I do with a lot of these plants, like especially if I ever have crips, is I just take all the freaking leaves off. All the leaves off. And a lot of times when they're converting, they'll do better that way. So, let's see. Ludwigia inculata Um, Cuba and Pantanol is the stem. Oh wow! So these really change anyways when these get in your tank. These ones change like crazy. So the fact that the leaves are kind of falling is no biggie. These are probably from his personal tank too. Then I'm guessing. Um, these other stems in here with it that are the same. That was something I really was looking for, and I'm super excited that he was able to get for me. So we got a couple leaves at the bottom of the bag, but other than that, then we've got another really nice Anubias in here. Really pretty. So wow, look at that. It's got the red in it. This must maybe Hostifolia. Not sure on this one either. Or no, this might be a sword. This is a sword. Never mind. This is a sword, I think. I don't know. Set me straight, Scotty. I'm having a tough time today. Uh oh, this is Bucephalandra? Wow. This is the biggest boost I've ever seen, leaf-wise. This is broadleaf Bucephalandra, he says. Wow, that man, look at the leaf compared to the boost I'm used to. That is crazy. But it does definitely look like boost leaves, that beautiful color on the leaves with the metallic shimmer. So, really cool. So, yeah, this is Bucephalandra broadleaf green. Thank God Scotty is here for me because without these in their transformed form, they look kind of alien if you're not used to it. So, I mean, man, packed it really well. Really well. Let's walk over the tank, take a look at some of this stuff under the light, and then I'll answer some questions. We'll chat a little bit. And again, if you want any of these plants, if you want to check out Scott's setup, it's aquarium plants. Sorry guys, I'm coughing. Aquarium Plant Supplier is going to be his channel name or his company name. He's out of Colorado, and his slogan and everything is in the description right below. Best way to get a hold of him right now is to go to Facebook, go to the search bar and type Aquarium Plant Supplier and Scott too. You can probably find him that way. I'll get to your guys' questions after we do this show and tell. I'm going to bring some of these plants downstairs into my lower tech tanks, but boy, that's a nice one there. Look at that. That's that. You can really see the color variation a lot better there. Definitely a boost now that it's in the water. You can definitely tell with those leaves and the metallic speckling. So that's really nice. That's a nice Bucephalandra. I like that a lot. Or, so Bucephalandra or Bucephalandra, named after the horse that Alexander the Great rode. Spirulina says all pothos are chimera type, but a stable type mutation, unlike the expensive kinds. Okay, wow, back to aquatic plants. Can't wait to watch all this later. Good to know. Good to know. That's what the guy said at the store, so I wasn't sure, but yeah. I mean, these plants all doing really well. Of course, when you spend a couple days in transit, because I did slow ground, obviously, because I'm cheap. And that's the way you should do plants, I think. But basically, they're doing well. And the Java fern doing well. Doing well. Looks like somebody posted the Facebook group link. Is that to Scott's stuff, or is that mine? I guess I don't know because of that. So then we've got I'm just going one by one. We'll take a look at everything underwater real quick. Okay, so that must be for Scott there. So this one, I'll actually leave this in the high tech because this will actually, it's to Scott's, good. So the last link is to Scott if you want to get a hold of him on Facebook in the meantime while he's building his business. Yeah. So, and then we've got this little boost. The guppies are eating me. Help! 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 Um, all right, and then here we've got another beautiful boost. Live streams just don't do anything justice for color, but these have this like great metallic, typical boost look. Beautiful plants, beautiful plants. I'm gonna leave all the boosts up here probably actually maybe I think yeah. Beautiful yellow. Oh, definitely. Now you can see, golden or gold coin Nubius for sure. The Limophilia aromatica. I love that these have the weight on them and that the roots are ready to go. They're either stems chopped here and the roots will grow right out there. So I can literally kind of just let them go like down. Just I'll take better care than that, but I'll let it just kind of nestle down. And these are not giant rock wool weights. They're very nice little smaller ones. So looks like then we got another. This is the other one that stumped me. Remember? But nice color. Everything. Let's see. Does anything else have really different color underwater? I mean, these are just beautiful. These big Conglensis or Hostifolia nubius, whichever ones they are, just really nice. But I mean, look at that. Compared to my hand, it's wider than my hand. So big old plants he's got. And look at this one here. This one is just incredible. This one might have to stay here too, even though it can do lower light. This sword is beautiful. Wow, that looks great. So look at that. That's great. Beautiful purples. You guys can't see it in the live stream, but if you guys have watched videos or seen photos of this tank here, you'll really know. Some of these plants are really bright reds and pinks and stuff in this tank. So the purple on that one was just insane. And here we go. Another one underwater. Yeah, Rockwool, it's not that big of a deal in my experience. Just cut it off. I use it again sometimes. I'm going to leave some of this in here, but this is the Ludwigia inclinata. This will change. You won't even be able to recognize it, but you can see, look at all the starts that he got on this. Even though it's immersed growth, he's had it converting or had it at least submerged at the base, and there are runner starts all ready to go, which is really, really handy. Very useful for us in the hobby. Look at here, all these stems do from it. So I really appreciate that, buddy. This one's this one's raring to go, getting ready to hold on to something with these. You can tell these are the roots, these flat ones with all the different lines coming off of them, essentially. These are really nice. They hold on to rocks and things. Well, and then these runners go for the nutrients. So kind of interesting. Let's see here. Amy says, I have no luck with stem plants, maybe because they usually aren't grown submersed. Yeah, that could be it. I mean, do you have CO2 and highlight? Really, highlight and an aquatic an active substrate is the way to do them. I mean, otherwise you lose them. But just to show you guys, so basically this plant right here that looks like this kind of lanky thing, this will turn into this type of leaf structure here, like one of these. So it's an amazing transformation. We'll have to check back in with it. So yeah, and then these other plants, so all these other ones, I think I'm going to put all in low tech, help them eat up some of that light. you know, or I mean, heat up some of the, sorry, nitrates. My mind is gone. This is so pretty. I'll have to leave this one up here too, because I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful boost. Look at that leaf. Looks like it's painted. Um, yeah, so we'll take the rest downstairs. But thank you so much, Scott. You went above and beyond from what I spent with you, buddy. So I know he'll hook you guys up too. And like I said, he's got a deal going right now where if you want some plants and you buy, say you buy this stuff here, he'll throw in a low-tech, stem plant or, something like this. So check him out. Thanks, Scott. I really appreciate it, buddy. So let's do some question time. I haven't done question and answer time very well for you guys in a minute. Hold on, I should dry my hands as well. And I should get my Dr. Pepper ready. Flattering here that I'm like leaning over and picking up packing material. All right, guys. So thanks for bearing with me, everyone. Bear, rawr. All right, let's leave Peppy up here. He keeps my fish from jumping. They think he's a real bird. I'm a real bird. We're gonna take this Tupperware lid of excitement and mystery. Well, it's not mystery anymore. We're gonna take this downstairs and plop the plants into their new homes. It'll be exciting, fun. It'll be a learning experience for all of us. Just me, really. We'll check back in with them, though. That will be the learning experience. Okay. Now that I'm not juggling 5 million things at once. How's everybody doing, by the way? You guys all hanging tight? Alex. Here Fishy says, Alex, how do you keep so many plants in one tank without them choking out each other for competition? I've never tried, but in garden, things need space. Well, so my secret, my mystery, what I've worked hard at doing, I guess, is probably a better way to say it, is basically that you have certain plants that eat from the roots, and they get 90% of their nutrients from the roots. Then you have others, like rhizome plants, that get, 80% from the water column, because they have no real roots. They have a rhizome, which is a form of root, I guess. It's like a tuber, but it stores starch and energy. So when you have a stiff plant that's an aquatic plant that's already transformed, and it's stiff, that's going to be starch, carbs, and energy, sugar, and carbs, basically. Hold on, I'm just adjusting some lighting. And that is going to allow it to live even if it doesn't have access to the substrate. So I can put those higher on a rock. I can put moss on a rock. I can put a Nubius up high. I can put... like down here, totally low tech, no CO2. I don't use fertilizer. I just overstock it with fish. So that gives you the nitrates and nitrites and all the goodies you need. But this is a medium light tank, and then no tech as far as there's a little bit of aqua soil right here in the center. Other than that, there's sand, just a deep sand and gravel substrate, a couple inches. And then wood is the scouring. And on that, I mean, you can grow bulbitis like this. You can grow a lot of plants. And what I do is I layer my plants. So the ones that are going to grow stems that are the fastest of all, the really quick growing stems, like this Limnophilia here. This is a Limnophilia aromatica mini. You can see the purple. That grows real quick, and so it needs substrate. It also needs light, so that will be that'll come up. I can put that wherever. It'll work its way through there. So it's just over time it's learning which ones can work their way, weave through all of the BS in the tank, all my crowded stuff. Over here's a good example of it, I guess. So like these are all hygrophila, or hygrophilia, however you want to say it. Right here, this is Coriumbosa blue and Coriumbosa bronze, sometimes called golden or brown. But right here in this tank, this stuff will choke out everything. It grows so fast. You see, it's actually overtaken the Rotalas and stuff. You can see some is variegated and some is not in this tank here. But it's choking out like my... here we've got the Furcata, Cabamba Furcata. Over here we've got another Hygrophila, Aranguaya. And then over here, I thought this was kind of interesting because you guys may have seen my other video, but right here we've got a beautiful Aponogeton bulb that has bloomed. And these you can hide deep in the tangle of plants in your tank, and they will just find their way out, I promise. Whereas over here on this side, I know there's some algae starting to grow. I haven't done anything in this tank because the angelfish have those babies that they're still kind of watching and taking care of. And the babies now are starting to swim out here and stuff and doing their thing. But basically, when you have different plants, I like to layer them so that the quick growing ones I intersperse, and then I'll have the slower ones that need high light. I'll mix those kind of like a checkerboard. And then what I'll do is when I take cuttings, I'll make sure they're long enough that just the crown sticks above the fray, essentially, of the plant line. And then it'll grow. I mean, so this is like Rotala mini butterfly and Rotala atra over here. And just combo of them. And then some Rotala lime green in here. And then there's also Ludwigia ex lacustris right here. And some, what else do we have? Hygrophila polysperma right here, Sunset Rosenvig. Hygrophila, this is a lot of Hygrophila in here. Hygrophila pinnatifada. This is the European kind. It just says European when you buy it. And then I've got some of the other kind upstairs, and so this is some normal Hygrophila here. So this stuff's got the purple. It grows slower. The European one, in theory, with CO2, it'll grow red and a little firmer. But you saw that Aponogeton blooming. Well, this one's blooming too. And so I cross-pollinated them already. But why not do it again for giggles? Let's see here. All right. So let's just ET phone home these guys together. Hold on. I'm losing the plant. I don't want to just bust off the bloom. Usually they'll put up a spike. Sometimes they'll put up two, but it just depends on if they're alone or if they sense another one in the area. This other one was down in the other tank and submerged when it started blooming. And it split into two, so that would be my guess. But now they're pollinated, and now they can return as they were. This bulb has some algae growing on it because it's been floating for a few days. But I kind of wanted to see if I could float the bulb and what it would do, since most of the nutrients of bulb plants is, believe it or not, in the bulb. So yeah. And then over here, this is a cold water tank setup with, this would be considered a low to medium light here. A little pendant $49 light from, Petco, I think is where I got it. But it's actually doing a pretty nice job of growing some of the plants in here with some color. I'm actually surprised. It's not enough to grow anything fast, but over time it's growing. I'll put it that way. Things are growing. Very, very dense, small, and compact. Like you can see here, this one compared to my thumb, very small. Compared to over here in this tank, you know, very large. Large and in charge plants. So, oh boy, I just dropped things. Life is over as I know it now. Okay, so I'm going to put these stems... All these stems are going to go back over into the angel tank. And, you know, I have been hoping, we've been planning on moving, thinking we were moving soon, was kind of the thought over and over and over. Um, that's just not happening in Seattle's market. So we're still trying. Trying to find a mortgage that's cheaper, you know, than rent, essentially. And in Seattle, that's sneaky business, tough business. Another thing I like to do is I'll put these plants that don't need they don't need substrate per se, so sand's a good choice for them on some of them with anything with a tuber or a rhizome. Where do I want to put this one? You know, I could put it down there. Yeah, I will. I'll put this one in here. That'll be nice in the goby tank. So get some Amazonian stuff in the goby tank. And then the tank where I really have no way to... I don't fertilize it because it's got shrimp, you know, so I don't want to do that. I'm going to put this Anubias in there. They'll keep it clean. It'll get fully adjusted to the water. That'll be fine. Same within here. The boost, same deal. It feeds from the water column. It does need some nutrients. This snail poo will be enough. The snails will not eat these plants. They will clean up the converting matter. Now, I have all these Anubias, Petite Nana, and Gold Coin over back here that have grown on this rock. So I think it'll look good to put some of this gold back in here. I mean, I'll settle it all later. I'll get it all adjusted and cozy later. But definitely some of these tanks can use some planting. I'm also thinking about totally redoing the one over there with all the live cultures in bottles underneath. Which, yes, I have started putting some in glass bottles out in the carport. In case some people were like, you should probably not put them in plastic anymore. Because they leach, and that was a good point. I probably shouldn't, so I stopped. So I'm putting these in the water. This tank tends to run kind of high in nitrates. This is a local plant actually that Jackson tax, is that? Am I saying that name right? Any case. Oh wow! So we have Lee. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super. We have a 1999 super chat. Thank you. I really appreciate that. The super chat. And like I said, if anybody wants to join the channel membership, it's much appreciated. And let me break it down real quick. I may have missed any questions, so if you said them. Or if you said a question and you need an answer, say it again. Just say it again, and hopefully I'll get it now that I'm paying attention to the chat and not playing with my new plans. Thanks, Scott. So basically, here's my philosophy on the channel. I don't think that any of you guys should miss out on educational subject matter because you're not wanting to, can't, whatever, don't feel like it, whatever it is, pay the premium, you know, of membership of $1.99 to get in. So $1.99 really, that membership level will get you most of the video. Yeah, Jackson Tax gave me that plant that I was just showing a minute ago. That will give you most of the video. There's going to be some that I can't do YouTube friendly. It's just not YouTube friendly. If I come across, I don't have too much like in the back stock. But if I come across, like, for instance, when I went down to Florida Aquaculture Center, and they were breeding firefish, but it couldn't be announced to the public. That would be something that I could show, you know, a group of 20 or 30 of you guys when they tell me, oh, it's okay if you're a small channel, but not a big channel, basically is what they said. They said, keep it close to the vest. You could post it to Facebook, don't post it to Twitter. That was their exact quote. But things like that, or maybe a video if someone's cussing in their plant room when I'm doing a tour, or outtakes or bloopers. Things like that can all now be defaulted to the members. And if we talk about something, for instance, mental health, or the illness that swept the country, all those things demonetize and delist the videos very quickly. So that's another way where, like, I can save those videos maybe for members. And most of all, the membership thing is so that I see your questions, so that I know, oh, so and so asked this. I missed it in the live stream. There's just too many things going on. I'm a one-man show on this channel. You know, I'm trying to do research, trying to get plants, take care of my plants, run my life, and also make content, edit content, all that stuff. Um, so I really do appreciate the support, you guys. I do. It keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. It lets me know, okay, somebody does value this. Like, somebody does care, which is nice. And I know money's not the only way to show that, but if you have a little extra, that's when I appreciate it. I don't want anybody spending money they don't have, very obviously. But I just felt like I needed to explain the membership thing like a few times, because a lot of people think of it as a money grab, and we're talking, you know, the difference of $100 or $200 in a month versus $50 to $100, kind of with the restructuring YouTube's trying to promote. So right now, for my scale, it's not a huge difference in that sense, but it does allow me to do more things, like order these plants, for instance. I can allocate budgeting for that easily. And then obviously, whenever you guys use Aquatic Arts code, that goes to directly to give money back to you guys. We do the giveaways quarterly. We did a $1,700 one in around the Christmas holiday, and then in spring, I think we did like 300. We did another 300 or 400 throughout the summer. So, yeah, we'll probably do something coming up here soon, possibly with those little crabs that everybody's curious about. Now, a lot of them need to be in paludariums or ripariums, like places with some dry area. Uh, and so those little crabs, I don't have a tank that's good for the ones that aren't fully aquatic. But some of them, like the Thai micro crabs, I can have those, and they've got some interesting varieties, or the vampire crabs, things like that. So, stuff like that. That's what I'll be spending your money on, that and maintenance and stuff like that. Hopefully, my goal, honestly, to be transparent with you guys, is that this can be a full-time. Uh, Here, Fishy says, I will give those crabs their best life. I'll tell Aquatic Arts to send you some. Um, yeah, that essentially, I'd like to do this more for you guys. I mean, I'd like to, right now, with shutdown, lockdown, with my injuries, ever since the lightning, honestly, I've had far more time than if I was working a 9 to 5 job to be spending on this. And the channel would not exist if it weren't for my incredible wife supporting us right now, and also you guys, you know. So it's it's a labor of love. It would be a vlog that got updated maybe 3 times a month if it were just for me. You know, I wouldn't feel so inclined to answer comments and, you know, and be so interactive. But I really do enjoy that. It's just I wouldn't have the time otherwise. And so now, with things kind of returning to normal, and me being a freelancer, us getting a house, those kind of things, and the house is actually a move to make life cheaper almost, in Seattle. The market here to rent is bonkers. Yes, I know we could move, but my entire family's been here for 140 years, or what, 160 years, since since this was a territory, basically. The first folks came over. So essentially, we've got roots here in Seattle. We got friends here, and it's home. We have thought about moving back to where my wife grew up, Ohio, or whatever like that. Um, and yeah, so trying to figure out a way to make that all work, and also still, you know, I want to be close to my mom and dad. They're getting older. I'm the only kid, so I'm the one hopefully taking care of them as they get older. Uh, but yeah, all that kind of stuff. Like, if I could grow this channel, keep growing it, then I do want to look at how to make it sustainable as, at least half of a job. If I'm going to spend 30 to 40 hours a week on it easily, which I already do a lot of weeks, then I want to make sure that I'm not totally misplacing those when I could be doing that and supporting my own family, my wife, and our future differently, better. So I just, I really do appreciate it, you guys. You guys are making it possible for me to continue to do this and me to ramp up production of this material. So I'll get off my soapbox, but that is the spiel. Again, this unboxing was from Scottish Aquatics. Right now is how you'll find his YouTube. Scott is his name. And you'll find him on Facebook, all over the groups. You'll probably see him. If you're a member of the buy and sell aquatic plant groups, you'll know who he is. And then his new company, all the info is linked. Aquarium plant supplier out of Colorado, and it's all linked. He ships all over the country. All linked in the description below. We got some questions here. Let's see here. Hey, secret history living in your aquarium. I like that because I can see that you highlighted my name. I appreciate that. All right, could you make an environment that would be friendly to crabs, chameleons at the same time? What plants would you include? Oh, wow. Well, I don't know if the crabs would bug the chameleons, or if they were too small of crabs, I don't know if the chameleons would just straight up eat the crabs. Like a Jackson's chameleon would probably just eat the frickin' crabs. A veiled chameleon or a little anole or something like that might be fine, and they might just stay apart from one another. That would be really cool to do a mangrove setup. I've thought about doing a mangrove tank, and if I had a house, if I had more space, if I wasn't in an apartment slash flat, as you guys say who are watching from overseas, it would be really cool to do either a brackish water or even just a freshwater red or green or yellow. I guess those are the options, right? Mangrove setup. So, yeah, it's something to think about in the future. Babe in the Moon. First time watching you live. Love your content and opinions. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. That's very nice of you. I feel like this has been a bit of a helter-skelter live stream after the unboxing, but I just kind of complained about, be my members, and I didn't mean it to come off that way. What other questions did I miss earlier? I don't want to miss y'all. Y'all make the world go round. That's going to be a shirt right there. Y'all make the world go round. But yeah, and thank you, mods. Doing a killer job today with the links. Very nice. Muppet and Chevy Fish, cichlids, y'all are just killing it. Do you know anything about this secret history of why all tanks, old and new, have the assembler's name on the bottom? I feel like something must have happened to put time and energy into this. No. I mean, my guess is that it's the area with the rim that's not going to get messed up. The sides you can scrape off because it's an aquarium. You're going to want to scrape off the sides. The bottom will have substrate usually in it or paint, and the name is probably right there on the bottom. I would guess that. Alex, you said you had new Teespring designs on the UK store. They're the same ones as previous. No, why? I don't, Irish hamster. That's odd. I mean, I added like a salmon and a bunch of new colors of clothing. The thing is, so YouTube has to, for some reason, if you go to the Teespring links, you can search through my stuff on its own. But if you look at the link in the bar that has popped up, like the advertising below the video that has thumbnails, those thumbnails is whatever YouTube decides. Like, I submit like 50 things, and I have no idea how they decide, but they pick some of them, and they deny half of the other ones or more, and you get to have 12. And so I submitted 72, and that it picked the ones it picked. I don't know why, and denied all the rest. So very odd. It took a couple weeks for that process to happen. And then I don't know if overseas perhaps you are seeing something differently because they don't make it on that shirt or something. Like maybe they don't distribute that tank top or that mask. Like the fact that we were able to get gaiters here, the neck elastic kind of neck covering that you can use it as a mask, as well as the actual cloth masks that I put a betta and a goldfish, steampunk style goldfish on. Also, I put up zebra pleco with Shelley's. So that was new when I posted that originally. There were Shelley's and zebra plecos on wood, as well as a CPD, just different combinations of stuff, but none of it has my let's see here. Alex, you said new t. I'm on the UK store. Okay, that's the same question. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. So that would be, yeah, maybe it lags behind the US. Check it again. But I think it might just be that like a lot of the items say not available outside of US, Canada. So it could be that maybe I didn't think about it and put it on like a hoodie, because most of my stuff on the Teespring thing, if you follow the one through my YouTube, that gives you a limited supply. If you go to the one over in oh, awesome. Laura Sutton, thank you so much. Great subject and good company today. $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Laura. That is, or Laura. I say Laura because that's my wife's name. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Means a lot. As far as new designs and things, I have a lot of art. If you guys have been to SomaInkDesigns.com or Alexander J. Williamson Instagram, my Instagram, which is instagram.com / Alexander or / Alexander J. Williamson / again. You'll see a lot of line art. I have a lot of art. I've put it on a lot of different clothing and a lot of different print work and things like that. I mean, this is all of my art too. Actually, you know what? I wasn't going to show anybody this yet, but I haven't used Sumi ink much since I got hit by lightning, and my hand doesn't do what I want it to exactly. But I'll show you guys a secret. So let me get it up here. All right. So if you guys are in the fish fam, you may know this character here. This is Lou, Father Fish. And my first attempts at it, I'm going to be doing it differently, but so basically I did some illustrating with typical style Sumi ink. I didn't do the big reflections in his eyes, and I did way too much shading on this one, and then I got simpler, and it'll get simpler than this even, but I'm just practicing getting back in the swing of it, but definitely going to do something closer to this one. But in any case, I'm working on a Father Fish image for one of his shirts. So speaking of merchandise and stuff like that, that's the deal with what I'm working on. Let's see here. Oh, a super chat. Coffee for Lara or whatever she wants. That is so sweet. She is awesome. Tell her howdy do from me. Honey, you want to say hello and thank you to Ginger? This is who we met in Nashville.
Hey, Ginger. How are you? Thank you. I love coffee. I'll use that.
She's obsessed with coffee. She's not quite stating it properly.
I'm obsessed. It gets me going.
Yeah. So, I mean, do we have? Yeah, you've got like coffee cup, coffee cup, coffee cup,
Two coffee makers.
coffee makers, a cold water coffee brewer. She's got like coffee extract in the fridge. She has become a true Seattleite. She might as well have been born here, or Italian, or whatever you want to call coffee obsession. Ethiopian, if you go way back. So yes, but thank you for the super chat. That's very thoughtful. That is very sweet, and maybe she'll allow me to keep my tanks and not live out in the garage now. So thank you, Ginger. How are you doing, by the way, Ginger? Are you feeling good? You working yourself to the bone? Hey, Mary Page, how's it going? Wonderful, you. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Have you seen this? Have you heard this? How's things going? And Chevy Fish, as always. Man, I wish I could give Chevy Fish a super chat. I gotta figure that out. They should just let you give super chats to subs too, like to just viewers, because that would be very fun to tip our mods. You know, if you have a PayPal, let me know, mods. I gotta do something for y'all eventually. Um, wow, I thought I liked coffee as an ex-truck driver. I suppose what I drink could be called sludge. Is it Folgers? Is that the cultivar that it is? Um, Mary is out doing grocery shopping. I feel you. Tips on breeding Pseudomagil luminatus. Yeah. So I have a video on breeding Pseudomagil. For sure. The Pseudomagil Gertrude and the. I'm having a brain freeze here. Definitely the Gertrude, the RU2s. I did a video on breeding them. Very similar. So basically, you want to have a mop. So I have another video on how to make mops out of yarn, acrylic yarn. And Deviram Machina, hello, how is it going, mate? Doing well? Just woke up, hope you're doing well. Man, you're diehard, man. You make it. Uh uh Elquin Jenna Silverwing says, you. Oh, no, I wasn't a truck driver. Sorry, I was reading out loud. I was reading someone else's comment out loud. The psychedelic hippocampus. He said he was a truck driver. My short-term memory is very hit and miss. I will not remember names oftentimes. I will not remember if I'm told by my wife to go to the store and get eggs. I will get to the store and think, what am I doing here? And call her. I don't remember how conversations go sometimes, but if I sleep for like an hour, literally an hour or two, I wake up and I'm pretty fresh and I'm pretty, I can remember a lot of stuff. But as I've been up for more hours, if I don't stop, rest, either lay down or like literally take naps, it deteriorates throughout the day. It used to be so bad that within an hour or two of being awake after the lightning strike, I would crash. So I would do the live streams a half hour after I woke up from like a 4-hour nap back then. Lately, I haven't been able to sleep well at all. And that's why I'm on like Father Fish's stream early and I'm reading stuff. I mean, so the other thing, when you're a member on the channel, and I'm going to start doing it, trying to do it more with Patreon too, because I know different people like to support different things, just different ways, different opinions of different platforms too. Some people are like, no, screw that, I hate Google or I hate Patreon or whatever it is. But I want to start sharing like interesting articles, so things that get me going, get me on some of these more obscure video topics, like how do fish perceive their world? Do they see in color? Can they so like they have sensory organs. Do they feel, like, do they see in their visual cortex of their brain pressure in water? I mean, like, does it turn, like, maybe their whole field of vision has like a blue tint to it, if we had to perceptualize it, and as pressure comes on, it gets darker and goes all the way through the spectrum of colors to red. I don't know, to high pressure. And then when they feel that quickly, their vision goes red, and that means they're startled because something slapped the water. I don't know, but things like that get my mind thinking about that. I'm trying to share more of the links of the videos I'm watching, the scientific peer-reviewed journal articles. Some of that's really dry, and people, the average person who wants to just tune in and hear a little fish story or hear a species spotlight is not going to care about that, and that's totally fine. My wife glazes over when I start talking about, like, oh wow, they just found out that mycelium with Douglas fir actually exchanges, the potassium ion channels allow the exchange of sugars for nitrogen in Douglas fir roots between honey mushrooms and Douglas fir, and she's like, cool. What does that have to do with you not cleaning the bathroom like I asked? So, that I understand the average person does not care. But if you want to support the channel, be a member, I want to try to share some of that stuff, how my mind goes down these rabbit trails and where my ideas come from for the videos and sources too, because a lot of people are like, cite your sources, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I'm doing this as a hobby on YouTube. I'm not a big YouTuber. I have a history, anthropology, archaeology degrees, and I am not citing sources. I hate that. I hate it. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I really should share them because some of the papers are really fascinating. So, working more on that. And I'll try to, you guys will still see all the same content that you would always see in my videos, but I just want to bring more to you guys so that you guys can kind of journey along, so that if you have a channel or if you have fish and you're running an experiment, that you would be able to infer or think about some of the same things I am, and maybe it's helpful to you, or maybe it's just interesting, maybe it's just a hobby. But yeah, Amy, have a great one. Take care. Let's see. Oh, holy crap. Lee, for the mods too, $49.99 super chat. Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mods, now you're going to have to get a hold of me you guys all have my Facebook info? If not, you have my Alexander J. Williamson email. Y'all get a hold of me. Let's see. The three that I really need to take care of right now are Chevy Fish, definitely Chevy Fish, definitely Muppet, and definitely Cichlids. Not, is it 929? I feel like the three of you, and also Ginger Graves deserves that too. I owe her a freaking piece of art, so I should just hurry the hell up and do that. I don't know what's happened. It's just things kept getting in the way, and I'm sorry, Ginger. I need to get on that. I've been afraid to use the real Sumi setup again. You're actually the only other person, Ginger. Your artwork, which is some of the artwork on the shirts, she was kind enough to say that we could use it. That was commissioned by her, so you can thank Ginger Graves for that. Some of the Shelleys and the goldfish, and yeah, so you can thank her for that. But that was my first attempt after the lightning to use Sumi. I used these synthetic brushes, these ones that you can load with your own ink. But then there's also these aren't technically Sumi brushes really, but these are horsehair or goat hair, bamboo handle, horsehair or goat hair brushes for larger scale Sumi. That's for That's for very traditional sumi, like character drawing and things like that. And then I have my whole kit. See if I can get to it. It's probably in here too, packed away to get to, but I'll check. Bamboo. Actually, it's actually just a piece of bamboo that's cut at an angle and frayed, and you soak up the ink, and then use it. Yeah, that was very generous of you. Do you like it pronounced as Lee or Li, or what works best for you? You've been very kind. So, yes, I will hook those three up. It's 50 divided by 3. 15, essentially. So, thank you guys. Just awesome. I love the Teespring artwork. Here Fishy says, on my list when people ask what I want for my 40th birthday. Well, right on. I appreciate that. The other thing with that is on Teespring, I try not to mark up my clothing too much, but I am picking, so they let you choose whether you want clothing that's made in America or made in China or made in Bangladesh, and then they ask if you want it to be high quality. I think it's like thread count of 300 or 400 versus like 200 or 300, something like that. And then also if you want it to be fair trade, practiced, sourced productions, all the way down to like the cotton to whatever, to the labor. And so I've been choosing to do that. That starts the t-shirts at like the literal cost is like that I pay is, or whatever, that the cost would be, the flat cost would be like something like 17.99 or something like that, on a lot of the like custom fitted female like length, like the long sleeve shirts with the fitted tapered waist kind of thing, and the extra long cut, like stuff like that. When you add all those options, it starts like 15 or 15 to $20 range. It goes up very high from the like $9 to $12 that it would be if you just got the cheapest made in China, one-sided print. And I print on both sides, and I want it to be good quality, and I want the people in the production line not to be doing like slave labor. I appreciate when it's made in America. At least they're getting minimum wage, if not better. So and I really just think it feels better too. Yeah, like you said here, Fishy, I'm a yoga teacher. I feel you on the better quality stuff and appreciate the female options as well. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I try to add those. I don't know what comes up in like the UK and stuff, but here on my side of things, I can see about, I don't know, 10 different clothing options for shirts alone, that I've put art on. But if somebody wants something, like if they're like, "Oh, I love that salmon," or "Oh, I love the betta, but I don't want the realistic one. I just want the steampunk one on a purple shirt." Like let me know the size and whatever, and I can list those things. I just have to custom make the entry. It's so annoying to me that you can't just drop down the menu, change the color, change the, like, you guys should choose it. I shouldn't. Like they should give you guys the option to just have the control in your hands. That would make things much better. Chevy Fish, thank you. That is my Instagram. A lot of people don't know about my Instagram. Ginger says I probably have 5 or 6 of Alex's shirt. My last order was for the art I did of her Shelley's. I like the white T-shirts because you can tie-dye them. Yeah, so they have an option there to buy pre-tie-dyed shirts, and they're like mechanical kind where like they just tie it, like a machine pinches it in the center and spins it, and then they have like ink jets that just spray it from different sides at an angle as it turns, and they like it's always the same spiral tie dye. Like it looks more real than like the old fake printed tie dye, but it's not the same as when you do it yourself. So she's totally right. Getting the good quality shirts, getting some soda ash or alum, and getting the like good like xylene or whatever they're called dyes that are super bright. you can make some killer tie-dye or batik. You can drip wax over it and stuff like that. I really like that. If you guys don't know, you probably noticed it the first few years if you were on my channel. I know Ginger knows. But I wear nothing but tie-dye a lot of my life. Being an artist, it also helps me stand out as far as like in a crowd or whatever. Not always in Seattle. It's pretty common in Seattle. Hey, Jack. And hey, John Doe, what's going on? But yeah, it's an easy way to spot me when my wife and I go to concerts and things, or if we're at the farmer's market. She's like, he's got that one with the crazy blue, electric blue and gold tie-dye or whatever. So, in fact, I have a few that are like over 20 years old now. I'm surprised they fit. That was like the exact age when I was old enough to, like, 13 or 14. I started my tie-dye collection at 13 or 14. Oh, right on. Ella Queen, Jenna, Silverwing, welcome to the membership. That is our first member of the day, and I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's great. The other thing about that is it's predictable, and I can look, and yeah, some people may drop off each month and join and drop and join, but it gives me an idea then of like, okay, my budget is this. And if we grow as a channel, like for instance, Aquarium Co-op's making like, I think like near 10 grand a month off of members. So I mean, some people like literally can count on that and not worry about anything else. I mean, that channel's making 150 to 200 grand a year projected, so he's able to hire Jimmy. He's able to do, have editing done like that. And if this channel were to grow, it doesn't nowhere near that. I wouldn't expect that, obviously. But that's when, maybe I could hire someone to edit, and I could literally just make more videos. I feel like I put out quite a bit of content compared to a lot of channels. Try to do 3 or 4 videos a week. At one point, I was doing one every day, but I felt like I was burning people out. Like the average subscriber just doesn't want to watch every video, a video every day on something new, It's not like there's a lack of subjects, though. Is there a time killifish you'd recommend for, is there first time killifish you'd recommend for a 10-gallon planted tank, either species or mixed? Yeah, I would definitely recommend great killifish. If you want to do cold water, the least killifish is a nice one from America. You can get that in Florida and all throughout the South. Was that Gambusia? And then, or no, form. There's another one is it Formosa? Is it the teeny killifish in the South? I can't remember for sure. Is that the name of it, guys? Formosa? Lee, okay, Lawrence. It's short for Lawrence. Okay. All right. So I'll just call you Lawrence. Right on. Right on. Thank you, Lawrence. For the killifish, as far as care, most killifish are pretty easy. They do have a very unique personality. And what I mean is like each killifish can have a very unique personality. Kind of like bettas. So sometimes, and pea puffers. You might get one that is a terror and it just kills everything and rips the fins off of every fish in your tank. But for the most part, usually they're just kind of quirky, and some will come to you when you feed them and some won't. Some are always harassing the opposite gender. Others could care less and they sit at the bottom and kind of look at their own face in the glass. That kind of stuff. But I really do like, for just a community tank, my favorite one is the clown killie or the rocket killie. I like calling them rocket killies because they look like little rockets. From Liberia, they live in elephant and rhino and hippo footprints. They live in other water too, but they are known to have been found in bodies of water that small out in the desert, like where it cracks through the desert floor and then there's a flash flood, kind of on the edge of the jungle in the desert. Very cool. They also found them in trenches in Liberia, in Monrovia. uh, which was once an American territory. Kind of some trivia there. That's where we had this crazy plan of sending all the slaves from America back to Africa, and we sent them to Monrovia, Liberia, and Freetown. And as soon as they got there, they basically used the technology, the guns, the ships, all the stuff that they got there with these freed slaves, and they proceeded to enslave the locals and create a hierarchy plantation system, just like the one they left. Um, and so it's had some really bloody, really awful civil wars and things. So we don't know the full extent of all the different variations of the killifish there, but there are so many killifish, and some of them only live 3 months. That's their whole. They'll mature in a month to 2 months. They'll lay eggs. They'll die. That's their life cycle, and then they'll be dormant in their egg state for sometimes like up to a year or two at least. And there's some people guessing that could be way way longer. Certain species, but so that's a good one. Also the all the Australis ones and the Gardneri. I would recommend those. If you're trying to breed them, Gardneri ones are really fun, really colorful. There's like hundreds of color variations. Yeah, and those are fun. Back to, I forgot, speaking of crappy memory, the Luminatus, the rainbow fish Luminatus, Pseudomagil luminatus. So you get a tank with nothing in it. I don't even use substrate when I do it a lot of times. And you make a mop. I have a video on how to make mops. Lots of people have them, have videos on them. I use green yarn usually. I don't think it matters a ton, but darker colors seem to work a little better. They feel safer. So like black, green, brown. Um, and you put that in the tank so it looks like a spaghetti monster. So it looks like noodles. And you just basically feed them live food, baby brine shrimp or vinegar eels, and they'll go after those. They'll eat them. They'll get going. If you really want to set them off, what you do is you separate the males and females, and for 2 weeks you separate them, feed them live food, and keep them in different tanks that are planted and feeding them live food with high protein. And then what you do is you let the TDS creep up a little bit, and you let the pH get a little bit basic. So you let you can add a little bit of crushed coral maybe. You can get the TDS to like 200 and the temperature to like maybe 82. And then what you do is when you put them together in that tank with nothing in it, at night you put them in that tank, and right before dawn or whenever you turn your lights on for them, or at night, the night before, it kind of doesn't matter. You put in a 50% water change, like 50-60% water change, and use very little dechlorinator, like use the minimal amount possible, because when they lay eggs, they actually, it hardens the outside of the eggs, according to Gary Lang, and so sometimes they get stuck in there because the sulfur chemical arrangement, the way it's set up, is sulfur entangles chlorine and chloramine, and it basically turns into this big glob instead of this dangerous little particle floating around. Turns it into this massive blob that just can't do damage. It just bounces off stuff and then degrades over time. Well, those same pieces actually stick to the egg and start making calcium collect. So, yeah. Jarhead Entrepreneur, what's up? I'm going to say thank you for your service, I'm assuming. New sub here, just getting into shrimp and fish breeding. Just watched your $400 a month per 10-gallon tank video. Great info. Well, thanks. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the rosy, optimistic view of what I have made out of a tank. Like, literally, when you grow all the right plants, all the right popular shrimp, and some live bears, and maybe even some other critters, some snails, and sometimes you can get 3 or 4 animals breeding in a 10 or 20-gallon tank and get good money for them. And the real trick is to sustain it. That's definitely depleting your backstock when you end up making that much off of that, and you know what you're doing. It's like boost, or it's blood vomit or Rotala, Romosi, or Florida, or Ludwigia white tornado. You know, really rare plants is what we're talking about. Doing to make that 400 in a month kind of thing out of a 10 gallon, but it's definitely possible. I've done it. Every tank in my apartment, that you guys have seen, in every plant essentially, is from the hobby. So I started with one tank, some guppies, and some plants. I got cuttings from friends. I bought cuttings like $2 a piece. I'd go to an auction, I'd sell the guppies. And for a while, you know, I think I spent a few $100s on a 20 gallon and a good light, like a good Fluval light, and substrate and everything to do a planted tank. And that ran me maybe $350 to get it all squared away. Maybe four. And from there, my challenge to myself when I started this channel and when I got tanks in this house we live in here, because I didn't have any in the last place I lived, I told myself I'm not going to buy anything unless I've raised that much money through the hobby. And so here we are. And I could have way more than this following that rule, but we're out of space, essentially. Oh, yeah, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. Jarhead, if you are setting up yourself to grow plants, I mean, it's definitely doable. That's what this unboxing video is about. A friend of mine started just like me, just like you guys, and taught himself how to get really good at taking care of plants, both high tech and low tech. He's a master of growing plants with minimal resources, like not needing all the stuff you should. He knows exactly the right amount of light and soil and space and water changes and nutrients versus fish load and bio load to get plants to grow at their, you know, full potential or near it, without using all of the other stuff. He does work with the other things, CO2 and stuff, but it's really amazing his talent at working with low tech, working with low light, and getting it to produce results that most people would need high tech to do that with. So that's how I think of Scottish Aquatics or Aquarium Plant Supplier. But yeah, definitely watching videos online. There's stuff, the Barr Report, Tom Barr Planted Tank Forums, another good one. And definitely get yourself, the aquarium plant guide by Crystal Castleman. Incredible book. Has everything you could ever want to know about every plant in it. The new edition. The old edition's great too. But the new edition has, oh man, my ribs. Sorry guys. Yeah, I still have broken ribs. I forget sometimes, cough, or I move, and I'm not as young as I once was. So, all right, I gotta get out of here, get off of here, get out of this box that I'm in. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching. Hit Scott up, hit him up on any of the links that were posted. You can go back later and see the chat. It may take a couple hours for it to reload, but to all of my mods that are long-term mods, hit me up. Aquamate, you're a bit too late to party, mate, but I appreciate it greatly, sir, and I had fun. You guys go check out. Last night we didn't talk a ton about fish, but if you want to know anything about me, oh boy, was it the narcissistic Alex Talks About Alex Getting Hit by Lightning show last night. But he has a great channel over there at Aquamate, out of Australia. I know a lot of you guys were over there watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. But check out Aquamates, check out Aquarium Plant Supplier, Scottish Aquatics, same operation, same man. It's a trinity, you know. It's like a Catholic kind of thing. Let's keep religion out of this, Alex. All right, guys. So I hope that was fun. We'll do updates when these plants transfer and are fully submerged. I know he just ordered these. I know over time he wants to actually grow and get submerged plants like as he sends out and things like that. But right now he's got such turnover because people are excited. You know, he has a lot of friends in the hobby because he's done well by people. He's always sold good plants, even when he was super small scale. So I really appreciate it. And Lawrence, I really appreciate that super chat for the mods. If they will contact me today, let's do Chevy and Muppet and Cichlids 923 or 9 is it 929 923. Man, I always forget the number 929. And also, you know, Mary Page, we have only met recently, and also Ginger Graves is another one who's a great mod frequently. Um, we've only met last month or so, really, but she is awesome, such a positive force on the channel. I'm so glad to have met you through Father Fish's channel, I guess, probably is how I would say. But so glad to have you, so glad to have everyone here. Thank you guys for all being so civil, so nice, so kind to each other, patient, fun-loving, and wanting to learn and learn together. So we'll check in on these plants later. I'll probably do some species by species things. I talked to Aquatic Arts about the crabs. When they get more aquatic crabs, they're going to let me know, and they're going to send me some for half price, basically. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy some crabs for half price. Personally, I'm allergic to shellfish, so it's kind of funny that I have all these shrimp and stuff, and I literally can't even touch the shrimp. Um, but yeah. I'm glad you guys had fun on the stream if you're saying you liked it. And you guys that I mentioned, mods, hit me up on either Alexander J. Williamson at gmail.com, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, that's an easier. Just Facebook message me and just get with me so that I can send you some money, because Lawrence was very kind and that's what his wish was with the money. So I'll send out some. Ginger, you are not a marginal anything. You are incredible, and you've supported this channel a ton. And hell, I'll easily send you the money too right now if you want. But I was thinking maybe I'll send, you know, I should send you like art or something, because I know you've donated to the channel, which is a great help. I appreciate it, obviously. But I should give you some of my time, some of my creativity, rather than just flipping back your money at you. So I appreciate it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Scott. And have a great day. I really appreciate you all being here. Yeah, take care of the people around you, the plants, the animals you have, and of course, take care of yourself. Because if you don't do that, you can't do the other things. And I hope that you guys have a great day. I think if we all did that, the world would be a better place. So, Muppet, stop. You guys deserve something. So if you, well, I'm going to split that amongst the mods. If just message me. Whoever's going to message me that's the mods, message me. All right, I'm out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, I'll rest the wrist.